Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel, 2 Corinthians 5:15. My Patreon page is 2 Corinthians 5:15. Please go to that page. I have quite a few articles, not all my articles. My wife will continue to put more articles on that page as time goes by. And also you can watch videos there. And my website is 2corinthians515.com. Thank you for listening, and I would like to encourage you to subscribe to my channel, share it on your YouTube page and other places that other people can subscribe, and we can continue to get this message out, and we can continue to reach those that are within the Catholic Church and without. I really felt compelled to do this. I'm going to go on a 40-day fast. I've done it many times in the past. It's not an easy thing, and the older I get, it seems the harder it is to go 40 days without food. But I really feel compelled just because some things that are taking place in my life, some things that are taking place in the world, and things that are taking place in the church, that this is something that I need to do. And so in this 40 days, every day I will be sharing a video with you. It will only last a couple minutes. This one is going to be the longest because this is an introduction. I do believe that prayer and fasting can break strongholds. Prayers and fasting can increase our faith. I want to encourage you to pray and fast, whether that means skipping a meal, eating smaller meals, giving up a certain food that you really like, whatever God puts on your heart. But I want to encourage you to pray the Rosary every day, never missing a day. Since I've come back to the Catholic Church, and prior to coming back to Catholic Church, I started praying the Rosary, and God used Mary to draw me back to her Son. And so I love the Rosary. And so my intention today is to pray for the papacy. And I have 6 points for Pope Francis. Pope Francis would lead us in scripture, magisterium, and tradition. That Pope Francis would pick godly bishops and cardinals. That he would focus on being pro-life instead of saving the environment. That he would answer the dubia. That he would stop covering up the sin in the church, but instead expose it. That Pope Francis would deal with the liberal bishops and cardinals in the church, especially in the U.S. and Germany. I like to share 3 books with you. I don't have time to tell you all the things that I disagree with Pope Francis on. One of them is called The Lost Shepherd. And Carl Keating does a foreword to this book. He's the president of Catholic Answers. He started Catholic Answers. So, The Lost Shepherd. I would encourage you to buy this book and read it. Another book is called The Political Pope. I would like to encourage you to buy that book and read it if you better want to understand this papacy and the way the Pope thinks. Another book that I would like to encourage you to buy is a Dictator Pope. Okay? Fasting and prayer is very, very, very powerful. In Mark 9:14 through 29, we read a story about a young boy who was brought to Jesus who had a dumb spirit. The disciples were not able to cast out this demon, but the father came to Jesus and shared how his disciples were not able to cast it out. And in verse 18, and he answered them and said, "Oh, incredulous generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me." And verse 22, and Jesus said to him, "If thou canst believe to the Father, all things are possible to him that believeth." And immediately the father of the boy cried out with tears, "I do believe, help my unbelief." How many times you know that you want to believe? You know that God has placed something deep within your heart, but yet you struggle to believe it. The situation that are before you are like Peter walking on the water. They're boisterous, they're loud, and your faith weans. Prayer and fasting will increase your faith and it will increase your passion and desire to draw close to Christ and his church. We see in Scripture in Deuteronomy 9, chapter 9, verse 9 and 18, verse 25 and 29, and Deuteronomy 10:10, that Moses prayed and fasted 40 days concerning Israel's sin. Elijah fasted 40 days after he fled from Jezebel. 1 Kings 19:7 through 18. Ahab fasted as he humbled himself before God. 1 King 21:27 through 29. Daniel fasted as he read Jeremiah's prophecy and prayed for Judea's sins. Daniel chapter 9, verse 1 through 19. The Ninevites fasted after they heard the preaching of Jonah. Jonah 3. Anna fasted as she awaited the Messiah. Luke 2:37. Jesus fasted 40 days before the temptation. Matthew 4:1 through 11. John's disciples fasted. Matthew 9:14 through 15. Cornelius fasted as he sought out God's plan of salvation. Acts 10:30. Paul fasted 3 days after his experience on the Damascus Road. Acts 9:9. There are saints in the church that lived on the Eucharist for 12 years, some up to 25 years, some even more. Those are just some of the stories that I know. I want to encourage you to fast and pray and know that there is power. When you fast, it's not that you're trying to force God's hand to do something that he doesn't want to do, but you're increasing your faith, that your trust might be in God, that God's will might be able to be accomplished through you, through your prayer, fasting, and penance. I'd like to encourage you to follow me each and every day in this 40-day fast. As I said, this is day 1, and we're praying for Pope Francis. And I gave you the 6 requests that I have for Pope Francis. Please tune in to 2 Corinthians 5:15, my YouTube channel, and subscribe. My Patreon channel, 2 Corinthians 5:15. Please read the articles, pray for me, and support me and my family. My website, 2Corinthians515.com. I just want to let you know that I do pray for every individual that watches these videos. I pray for you. I pray every night when I pray the Rosary. This is my Rosary. My wife made it for me. These are all 22 short bullets that I shot myself, cleaned, washed, pierced, and my wife put it together. And so every night when I pray the Rosary, and I never miss, I realize that I'm in spiritual warfare. And I realize that the Rosary can make the difference. Not only can it change me, but it can change you. It can change the world if we only believe. Less than 13% of professing Catholics in America pray the Rosary daily. That's a shame. It's time to get on fire for God. It's time to get serious about your faith and the Catholic Church. It's time to fight on your knees, that God might restore the Catholic Church to the purity and to the truth that we know is there. That these liberals and modernists would be taken out. That God would replace them with godly bishops, godly shepherds, and godly leaders. My prayer again is for Pope Francis to either change or for God to give us a new Pope that has a heart after God and his church. God bless you. Thank you for watching this video, and please continue to watch these videos, and I pray that they would change your life and stir you to want God more and more and to love his church the way you should. God bless you.